waiting it out. Hopefully you're enjoying your holidays. Oh, this is funny. All right, this is working. So, this is an episode of Shooting the Breeze, and we are on NBA 2K24. Mainly because I trying to do multitask is the best way to put it. Because I wanted to play some triple threat, and it is Thursday. Now I need to film Shooting the Breeze. So back all the way out. Also, as multitasking because this is a bit of a prelude into what's coming up. Because this week, this upcoming week, we will be wrapping up the Green Bay Packers franchise mode. If you care enough to already know what happens, I don't want to spoil anything, but if you really want to know what happens before this upcoming week when I upload the videos or video, spoiler alert, videos. We did make it to the Super Bowl. I'll give you a little bit of a holiday treat already. But if you want to know what happens and you're not patient enough to watch it on YouTube, it is on my Twitch right now. That being said, with the Packers franchise mode wrapping up, we'll be moving on to our Memphis Grizzlies franchise mode after it. So this is the first NBA 2K24 stream. As I said, we're playing triple threat, going through one NBA note. If you read the title, you already know what it is. And then our holiday weekend NFL predictions. So hopefully the audio is all right. It's the main reason I'm on here. There's not any music on triple threat. So, obviously, the main NBA. I'll say this: my main when I do the NBA notes, if there's nothing like a notable event, I look at the standings. So this is kind of a separate NBA note, but these standings are not changing that damn much. Because it feels like the Timberwolves and the Thunder and the Nuggets have been at the top of the West all year. Again, we're 8 weeks in now. Technically, maybe 9, depending on how you count the weeks. But 8 to 9 weeks, 2 months. That's the best way to put it. Into the season, it just feels these standings ain't changing. Even the East, it's Celtics, Bucks. No, I ain't go. Oh no. I don't got that rebound. Celtics and Bucks, the Sixers are the top of the East. So, that's kind of a separate note. We're not really getting much damn change with these standards. But obviously, the main one, as a Grizzly fan, I have been waiting for this one. The return of Ja Morant Tuesday night against the New Orleans Pelicans was a great experience watching it on TNT. I won't lie to y'all. I was building a shelf at the time. It only took 15 minutes to do. But I almost called him Draw. Jaw's back. And it just felt that matchup, a buzzer beater off of 36, I believe at 36. That would have been 37. I don't want to shortchange him. Point performance I ain't gonna lie to y'all. At the buzzer, when that buzzer sounded, I did let out a loud ass scream because it just felt a bit of a change in energy. Like I said, I've not going to say I've hated doing NBA notes, but it's just I've had a hard time watching NBA games this year because of how miserable the Grizzlies season has started off, mainly because of injuries and hearing a lot of freaking people talking about they missed Dylan Brooks and Dylan Brooks this. It was just there was not much positive to talk about. I think Desmond Bane and Jaren having great starts individually to the season was a good thing to talk about. But it wasn't. We're the 13th seed. So, but with Ja being back and a big-time victory on TNT, first game back, obviously he was winded at times, but it was enough to, that last quarter he was doing a freaking lot in that. So, my main note is Ja's back, but I don't want to necessarily say the old Grizzlies be back, but will we get a sense of, what we should be experiencing? Because like I said, a lot of this early portion of the season has just mainly been injuries with Smart, Kennard, Steve-O and Clark, obviously, that was a bull crap bucket. So, will we get a trade? We had to waive Kenneth Lofton Jr. There's a fan base or portion of the fan base that was not happy about that. I will say this. A lot of my judging of NBA fan bases are either the live audiences at games, like via the TV. And for the Grizzlies, very rarely do they boo their own team. They're normally worried about booing the other team or mainly the referees. So it's live, seeing what's happening live, and via Twitter. And the Grizzlies fan base, mainly all off season, freaking arguing about Kenneth Lofton and John Conchar. And it's just, it sucks that he's gone from the team, but hopefully he gets on his feet and he balls out. But it's going to suck when the portion of the Grizzlies fan base are like, yeah, see, this is what we could have had, and all that crap. So it's a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation. But it was something that was probably inevitable. So that being said, will there be a trade for this team? I would say almost every team is in trade talks, obviously. I just want to know what's going to be. I'm not even counting the James Harden. Because, we've already had a trade this season. It's kind of crazy to think about it because it just felt like we heard all offseason about James Harden to the Clippers. That felt like an offseason move, but it actually happened in season. So, what will be the first domino to fall for an actual trade to, go off to the races? Hopefully, it involves my Grizzlies. But, to be fair, a lot of the players that have not been performing well over this first portion, Tuesday night they did. And maybe it was just they needed – I'm not going to say they needed Ja, but Ja added a little bit extra to it. So, hopefully, we'll start getting on a roll. So, my main NBA note, Ja Morant's back. I'm glad about it. The Grizzlies fan base is glad about it. Hopefully, it all goes well. Now, this is going to be a random take. I've been thinking of this the past couple of days as I get a drink of water. And I'm also glad that I just got this city jersey as my whole game. Okay, y'all saw that. The whole screen went blank, and I was like, do I have to freaking restart this crap? But it was loading now. I have a lot of cards that I have not opened. I will go to another game of Triple Threat in a second, but I'm very excited to collect these city jerseys on here. I'm a big fan of the city jerseys. I won't lie to y'all. This year's city jerseys probably the worst out of the years they've done city jerseys, but there's still some good ones. And we got the Celtics. I don't think I'd be wearing that one. So far, I have the Hornets, the Jazz, and the Celtics. I like the Jazz one, but it just feels like it's their old jerseys in different colors. So I'll give them props because it looks like a crazy-ass jersey. But, I at least want some, difference in them a little bit. A little bit of a change-up. So now, like I said, the only NBA note I had was talking about Ja Morant because I just felt that we're seeing – it's a lot of the same thing. The standards kind of stay the same. It's either a lot of the same or there's some damn injuries that freaking happen. And I don't like talking about injuries. So, also just realized I should probably – talk about the Christmas. You know what? I think I'm going to wait. I think I'm going to do a separate video predicting the Christmas Day games. It'll be my first time doing that. It's a good idea, but if it's something that doesn't happen, I'll feel bad because now I've put it out in the open. But I was like, maybe I should talk about the Christmas Day games now. Talk about them another day or not at all. So we'll see when that happens. But last NBA thing. This is a hypothetical that I just thought of. I don't think it'll happen. I don't think it'll happen, but Draymond Green. He's been the talk of the NBA town up until Tuesday because now it's Ja. And a lot of people are just like, he kind of screwed the Warriors. The Warriors need to do something about it. I feel like they probably won't trade him because they moved on from Jordan Poole. and a main reason to keep the team happy, probably him. But they've always also had Draymond. And obviously with this help that he's getting during his suspension, it's just like, I'd imagine the goal is to keep him there, obviously. And I'm not thinking of a trade package. But the other thing that we've heard a lot about this season is the Detroit Pistons are like on pace to be one of the worst teams ever. And the main team we heard that would one of the main teams that could have potentially targeted Draymond Green when he was a free agent was the Detroit Pistons. I don't know if he's from Michigan. He did go to college, definitely, at Michigan State. And there's that maybe connection. So, again, hypothetically, I was like saying, the Warriors ever traded Draymond? I think one day it's a possibility. I don't know if it'll happen this season. I feel like this is probably the most like realistic time for it to happen. But send him to Detroit because maybe he could. Obviously, fighting and the violence part would not help the damn team win because they got Isaiah Stewart for that. But like veteran leadership and championship experience might help them to win some games. So let's get Draymond. If he is to be moved, I would like to see him in Detroit. That's something I've been thinking about for the longest damn time, and because I haven't really heard anybody else say it. So there we go with the NBA notes. As now we are moving on to my week 16. I keep freaking thinking it's week 15 because when I was Googling the schedule, the last thing was week 15. That's what I typed in, and I keep thinking it was this week, but it is not. Week 16, NFL schedule. Now I will say this. I love talking about fantasy football. I have loved talking about fantasy football. But it's the damn playoffs. And if y'all know me, I've said it a handful of times. I don't like talking about certain things. If y'all watch my Madden franchise, I hate like calling out things during the game, mainly negative, because it comes back to bite me in the ass. Or if I like compliment somebody, so I'm like, oh my God, that was a great touchdown. And then, boom, immediately they either get hurt or they just drop a like good-ass pass. Like I said, it just feels like it comes back to bite me in the ass. That's why I've kind of half-assed talked about fantasy football all year. But moral of the story, I'm in 2 leagues. I'm in the playoffs in both leagues. I'm the second seed in both leagues. And the playoffs started in one of the leagues. The playoffs started last week. And I don't know how many points I'm up by, but at this moment I'm leading. And so obviously that matchup continues this week. And then in the other league, it is a 1 week like matchup thing. It is not 2 weeks per matchup. So we got a matchup this week and we got a matchup next week. And then it's it. Nothing week 18 in real life. Moral of the story. I'm going to be an emotional wreck because I just want to win. Losing last year's fantasy championship by .5 has just it keeps coming back to haunt me now, mainly this week, because this is the anniversary of when it happened, because it was exactly on Christmas Day. More of the story. The problem I have is the team that has the 2-week playoff. I have Lamar Jackson and Amon-Ra St. Brown on that team. And the other league, my opponent has Lamar Jackson and Amon-Ra St. Brown on their team. So I'm not rooting against them, obviously, but it's going to be like, oh my God, what? It's going to be a WTF moment all weekend. And I'm mainly saying that because there are games every day but Friday, which is weird because they had the Black Friday game. I felt like if they were to ever do another Friday game, this would be the week to do it since everybody's on holiday. Most people are on holiday break. At least schools, I think, are closed by now. Hopefully they are. I'm not in school, obviously, anymore, so I wouldn't know. Anyways, we got a game tonight. That's why I always do Shooting the Breeze on Thursdays. That way I get all my predictions in. And I ain't gonna lie, the Thursday night matchup is a good one of 2 teams with 7-7 records. The New Orleans Saints at the Los Angeles Rams. I'm going to take the Rams in this one. Like I said, both teams in the playoff hunt. This is going to be a big time matchup. That I don't think should have went in, but it did, so I ain't going to complain about it. So I'm taking the Rams. Next two matchups are on Saturday. Also, I will say this. This is the time of year I don't know I know what day of the week it is. I just never know the damn date. Like, I keep thinking Christmas is on Saturday, but it's actually on Monday. So, this coming Saturday, we have 2 games, which last week we had 3. I love the thumbnail I made for last week's episode, by the way. And I definitely was thinking of making it like a festive background for this week, but I neglected to. All right, now I swapped over too late. The first matchup, the Cincinnati Bengals at the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's very surprising that the Bengals, I think, are 8-6 and the Steelers are 7-7. Ain't no damn way that should have missed. But I'm taking the Bengals, you know. And then the other Saturday matchup at the beginning of the year, this would have been a top matchup to see, but injuries have kind of riddled us out of this. This Buffalo Bills at the Los Angeles Chargers a week after they had 60 plus points dropped on them. And the Bills had a dominant victory over the Dallas Cowboys. They want in the playoffs. I'm going to go with the Bills this week. I don't remember what I said last week. I picked the Cowboys last week. I will say that. But I was like, I think the Bills they're not going to give up in this game. This is going to be a tough-ass game, which obviously it was. Chris Middleton is cooking our ass. Now we move on to the Sunday games. The first one, the Indianapolis Colts at the Atlanta Falcons. Hopefully, Michael Pittman Jr. is fine. A, he is on my fantasy team, but B, that injury, that hit is bullshit regardless. And you never want to see that crap happening. I immediately saw it. I was like, oh my God, that's just bullshit. And hopefully he's okay. So hopefully he is. So Colts at Falcons. Falcons did lose to the Panthers last week. I'm going to go with the Colts this week. That Panthers-Falcons game was not the prettiest, mainly due to weather. And there's not many damn people. I wonder if there's not many people in the stands because of the weather or because of the situation. Or the situation the team is in. So. Oh, my God. I was expecting to get the damn rebound there, but Amin Thompson's a great rebounder, so I'm not that damn surprised by that. I also think that these Jazz jerseys, I've kind of now realized why I don't like them. A, they're bright as hell, and B, they look like freaking bananas. And it's very distracting. We have the size advantage, but they are bodying the absolute hell out of us. That one, how did that one not go in? That one was right on the green. Oh, he got us. Okay. We're down 8 points. Packers at Panthers. Yes, we did lose to the damn Buccaneers. Yes, I was frustrated about it. But y'all know me. We're 16 damn weeks in. I don't know why I would not pick my damn team. I've picked them all damn year. I'm going to continue to pick the Packers. So I'm taking the Packers in. Bro, you better. Oh, come on. I ain't never get this crap where like the ball bounces off the freaking body and then, thank you. Next, Browns at Texans. Both teams have been banged up all year. The Texans, their injuries have came more recently. I think I'm going to go with the Browns. I was impressed with the victory over the Bears. So, I'm going to go with the Browns. Even though, it was an impressive victory over the Titans that the Texans had. Next, Lions at Vikings. Both are NFC North rivals. I also think they play again in Week 18, which I think is nuts that two division rivals have to play each other so closely together, especially when you've had all year to do it. So That was impressive. I don't know who to take in this one. I think I'm going to go with the Lion. Who do I want to go with? Yeah, I'll go with the Lions. Actually, I'll go with the home team this time around. I'll go because, like I said, they play each other twice in the next 3 weeks. I'll go with the Vikings this time around, and then the Lions next week. Yeah, which obviously, when that matchup comes around, might be a different circumstance. Next, Commanders at Jets. I have no clue to take this one. All right, that bothered me, but it's fine. I think I'm going to go with the Jets. They're at home. They still have a dominant defense. The Commanders did have an impressive game against the Rams that they lost, but the Commanders are, I believe, 4-10, maybe 4-11. The Jets got eliminated from the playoffs. Aaron Rodgers officially is not coming back, even though we could have all figured that. So I'm going to go with the Jets, though. Next, Seahawks at Titans. I'm going to go with the Seahawks. They beat the freaking Eagles. I, at some point, will need to start picking against the Eagles, maybe, because they have lost 3 in a row. They lost to the 49ers, they lost to the Cowboys, and then they lost to the Seahawks, which, again, those are 3 tough matchups. With the third one being a road. The last 2 have been road games for them, so as I apologize to the Seahawks fans, as I just went on a tangent talking about the Eagles. So, fun fact, Kyle Kuzma and Mark Gasol, former teammates, because they were on the Lakers in 2020 to 2021. I like to think of obscure teammates. That was one that just popped up. All right, that is a bad shot by me. That one, fucking hell, I hate these damn floaters. Next, Jaguars and Buccaneers, a battle of 2 Florida teams that oddly are not in the. It's very trickery because this isn't the case in the NBA and the NFL. It is where 2 teams are in the same state but not in the same conference. And so this is one of those cases because both are Florida teams, but the Buccaneers are in the NFC, the Jaguars are in the AFC, and had a tough loss against the Ravens on Sunday Night Football where Trevor Lawrence may or may not got injured again. You know, we don't really know the severity of it. That should have been blocked. I don't effing get this crap. That should have been ripped by Ben before he even got there. And then this is bothering me too. Just dunk it. He's not in front of you. Go dunk it. All right, that one is fair because I jumped too late. This is what happens when you try to multitask. All right, that's not going to go in. Also, they have a higher core than us. That one better not go in. All right, that one's going to go in. Y'all didn't hear that crap, but that motherfucker just said, "Are you serious?" That's kind of funny. I need to put some boost in the shoe on Mark Gasol for speed because he gets slow after a while. Here we go. I think I'm going to go. This is I'm not going to say a must-win for the Jaguars, but a needed victory boost for them in this matchup. So I'm going to go with the Jaguars. I'm definitely also salty the Buccaneers beat my Packers. Next, Cardinals at Bears. I think I'm going to go with the Cardinals just to be different. I feel everybody else is going to pick the Bears, so I want to take the Cardinals. Because the Cardinals, ever since Kyler Murray has been back, their offense has been better. Their defense hasn't been terrible. The Cardinals, we're supposed to be the worst team in the NFL. A lot of people have said that all year, and they, in my opinion, aren't. And record-wise, aren't. So I want to give them kudos for that. So I'm going to take them to win this matchup. Next, probably the biggest of the Sunday matchups, the Cowboys at the Dolphins. I was glad I already clinched my playoff spot before that game last week because Dak did not have the best. Oh my God, Brandon Roy kind of selling me this game. Look, this is what's pissing me off about it. Like, just dunk before the defender gets there. That one better not go in. All right. He at least get the rebound. There we go. There we go. Tie game. I'm going to go with... I think I'm going to go with the Dolphins here. The home team. I'm going to go with the Cowboys. I think they're going to be out for vengeance. The Dolphins, I don't know if Tua's going to be there or not. And like I said, I would very much appreciate a big-time Dak performance. Oh, hell yeah. Patriots at Broncos is the night game. That is not on Sunday Night Football because I believe they're covering the Chargers and Bills the prior night. But this game will be, I think, on the NFL Network. Do not quote me on that. But it's definitely not on Sunday Night Football or not on NBC. I'm going to go with the Broncos. They're still in the playoff hunt. Last week was just a tough matchup against the Lions. It's another case of they'll be out for vengeance. So and they're also at home. As now we move on to the 3 Christmas Day matchups. It's definitely very weird because Christmas Day used to be the NBA holiday and Thanksgiving used to be the NFL holiday. As now it felt like it also used to just be one NFL game where now they have the entire evening slate or an evening slate, an afternoon slate, and the night slate. The first of the 3, the Las Vegas Raiders at the Kansas City Chiefs. The Raiders just scored 60 damn points in a game. And the Chiefs, I'm not going to say, I guess I could say, they barely beat the New England Patriots. If there's ever a week against ever a time in the last 3 matchups to pick against the Chiefs, I feel it's this one. And will I do it this time around? I think I will. I think I'm going to... No, I'm taking the Chiefs. Anytime I pick it against the damn Chiefs, they win. So I'm take the safe route. Next, Eagles versus the Giants. New York Giants at the Eagles. I think this is another case of divisional matchup, divisional rivals facing against each other in the last 3 weeks. Because I think this is the Week 18 matchup as well. I'm going to have the Eagles. They've lost their last damn 3. At some point, if you want to be a Super Bowl contender, you were just in the Super Bowl last year, you will have to put it together. You don't have much time left. I think this will be the time that they do it. They're also in Philly, where only one of those last 3 matchups were in Philly. Bro, that's a flagrant foul. He just literally just grabbed me for no damn reason. And we'll move to the last matchup, the one that's in the thumbnail, the one that has a lot of fantasy implications for me. The Baltimore Ravens at the San Francisco 49ers. I feel I have picked the Ravens every week in my predictions. And it's just another case I don't want to pick against them. So I'm taking the Baltimore Ravens in what will be a grueling, tough matchup. Tough on the field and tough for me to watch due to, like I said, the fantasy implications that are to come after it or during it. So... that's it for my NFL predictions. That's it for this holiday edition of Shooting the Breeze. Like I said, the Grizzlies franchise mode will be starting soon. Check out the last episodes of the Packers franchise mode this weekend. Hopefully you enjoy your holidays, Merry Christmas, and whatever you celebrate. Hopefully you stay safe. Enjoy this video. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.